Hello, my friends, and welcome back. It is still Sunday, May 19th, 2024. 2-4 on the 2-4. Happy meat day to you, if that's your meat day. Maybe you didn't, years. I just got the one day off, and I'd be back at work the next day, and I'm like, this 3 days off thing, I can get used to that again. Let's get into a beer we've talked about before, but we're going to talk about it again because of new branding. Nice to see it back, in prominence. And I want to talk about something after that. Let's talk about it. So, from our pals at Rainhard, Brewing comes Kapow. And you got to say it like that, too, because there's an exclamation point. It's Kapow! West Coast IPA. 6.5%, which is the new 5%. Oh, yeah, new branding. I like it. It's straightforward. I first had this beer 8 years ago. I looked it up on the Untappd there. 2016. That's like a whole generation ago, isn't it? But West Coast IPAs, everybody's like, not enough West Coast IPAs. I call bullshit. Go to the LCBO right now. There's a lot of West Coast IPAs. And you know what? There has been for a while. Now, I feel this year is the resurgence or the revitalization of the West Coast IPA, maybe. But every time I have one, and then I'll see somebody say something, wish there were more West Coast IPAs. There are. There are tons. There's literally, go to the LCBO right now, and there's probably like 6, 8. Right there, what they mean, and what a lot of people mean, is that their tiny brewery, or their favorite brewery, doesn't make a West Coast IPA, and they want them to make it so only they can have it. And you're like, no, that's not how this works. They're available. You can just go buy them. Like, this is old school, and they've been making this for a long time. Rainhard has this recipe down pat. I'm very happy to get it back in my glass, and it should be there more often. Cheers. This drinks like old school. This is in that vein of, I would put this leaning towards Headstock as opposed to Mad Tom or Bone Shaker, which tend to be maltier. This has a nicer, a little bit lighter of a fruity body, a little bit of toasted malt caramel in there, grapefruit, pine, orange, resinous, pithy, bitter, but crisp and drinking oh so well. And that's what I mean. I get annoyed by it, right? Because you hear the people bitching about hazy IPAs. Hazy IPAs are great too. Can't you just like all IPAs or all beers, right? Like, I'm not a massive fan of sours, but I still try them every once in a while because I'm like, well, what's going on with this style? Is there something I can find that I like, right? Is there something new out there that I haven't tried yet? A new way of doing a sour? Even inside the West Coast IPAs, there are different sub-styles and different takes on them, and that's kind of the joy of exploring all these different breweries. There are lots of them out there. If you want them, just go and buy them. They exist in greater numbers, right? They're like the sand people. They'll come back and in greater numbers, right? And that's what's happening this year. We're seeing the resurgence, the rebirth, the return, even though it didn't go away. Don't call it a comeback. It's been here for years. But maybe there's just more awareness now. So spread the West Coast love. Get yourself some Rainhard Kapow. And you too can be part of the renaissance of the West Coast. Cheers. See, I don't buy 2 of a lot of things anymore because I just don't, right? To being a budgetary smart guy. But Kapow, I buy 2. Sometimes I buy 4. You got to keep yourself happy.